going to applications of quadratic equations. These are worded problems. So learning intention is to understand how to solve worded problems. Success criteria, you can set up quadratic equations from words and then you can solve it. So there's 4 steps for solving application questions. So define your variable. So for example, you say x is equal to the width. So in the question, they won't tell you what the width is, then you just pretend it's x. Step 2, write an equation related to the question. So they'll tell you in the question different parts to it, and then you have to write an equation based on that. Step 3, solve or factorize first. So factorize and solve for the equation. Step 4, you check which one's possible. So an example, if you get x equals to -1 and x equals to 2, in this one we're talking about width. Your width can't be -1. So you can't be -1 centimeter. You can't have a -1 centimeter cardboard box. So your width would definitely have to be 2. So then your answer would be only x equal to 2. There is no x equal to -1. Go through an example. So the length of your jigsaw puzzle, rectangular jigsaw puzzle. You can draw a picture if it helps. So this is your jigsaw puzzle. It's 12 more than its width. So step 1, your variable I would call x is your width. They don't tell us what the width is, but they tell us the length. So your width is x over here. And then your length is 12 more than your width. So your length over here is x plus 12. Okay, last bit they tell us is area is equal to 640 centimeters squared. Step 2, write an equation. So how do you find the area of a rectangle? Area of a rectangle is length times width equals to area. They tell you the area is 640. Your length times your width. So say your x times x plus 12. And that will be your equation. You need to write it in standard form. So remember x squared plus bx plus c. So to do that, your first step is to expand the left-hand side. So x times x, and then x times 12. X times x is x squared. X times 12 is 12x. They're still equal to 640. Okay, last step to make it into standard form is if we move 640 to the left side. So we move it to the left side, minus 640 equals to 0. We're in standard form, so we still have to factorize. Okay, remember we have to find the factors of the last number. So factors of 640. So there's 32 times 20, which will be giving you, which is possible to get 12, which is the middle number, what we want. So how do we get 12? We can do 32 minus 20, which will give you 12. Alright, then you write your factorized form. So x in front of the 32 is a plus, So x plus 32, and then x minus 20, which will equal to 0. Null factor law to solve. So either x plus 32 is equal to 0, or x minus 30 is equal to 0. Move it to the other side. X is equal to minus 32, or x is equal to 20. Okay, so obviously your width can't be negative, so step 4 is to check if it's real. So we can't have a negative width, so basically we don't use this one. So now we know x is equal to 20. This is your width. Your length in the question, it told you that it is 12 more than your width. So length 20 plus 12 equals 32 centimeters. And then that will be how you answer these worded questions.